Hey guys, welcome back to A2D Agree to Disagree. As always, I'm here with Brian, and we are talking playoff hoops. We're getting to our fourth matchup for Saturday, and it is the Sixers against the Toronto Raptors. This one actually might be a better series than most people think. I think the matchups straight across the board are pretty, intriguing. So, how do you feel about this one, man? Like I see it. This might be a really good series.
I see it the same, dude. We've been agreeing a lot today, and I don't like it. We got to stop this shit. But I mean, we understand the game, right? And we're not picking favorites here. None of our, I mean, I don't have a favorite here, so I'm just calling it like I see it. And the Sixers, they got James Harden and they got Joel Embiid. They obviously got the two best players on the court. Should be. I don't know about Harden anymore, but Embiid definitely is. He's an MVP candidate. He's over there crying like he deserves it, and anyone who thinks he doesn't deserve it is crazy. But you got some strong candidates, man. So that being said, Toronto, they're just a well-coached team. They're a deep team. They know how to play together. They got shooters. They got Fred VanVleet, who's an all-star. Siakam, former all-star. So they got guys, and they've been there, man. Those guys have all been there. Van Fleet was huge on that finals run when Kawhi was in town. So they're a team that most guys don't want to play, and it's hard for me to pick. I want to go with the Sixers because I feel like Embiid is too good, and eventually he's gonna just be too dominant, and they don't have enough bodies inside for him. So I feel like they're gonna find a way, but I think it's gonna take 6, maybe 7 games to get that done. But ultimately, Joel Embiid, he's too good. Harden, he says there's no pressure on him. There is a ton of pressure on Harden. He's come up short time and time again, so he needs to kind of step up. Fortunately for him, I was just talking about Embiid the whole time for a reason. He's the best player on your team, so you can kind of defer to him a little bit. You don't have to feel so much pressure, but you still got to show up, man. You can't have one of these 1 for 13 type games that you've had before. Like this is the playoffs, and the Raptors are a good team. If you don't show up at all, James Harden, you guys are going to be going home first round.
So what's your official you got to pick one, man. I'm not going to let you
I
off the
know. I'm
hook.
gonna go. I'll go Philly in 6.
Okay. So I see this series going 7. And you look at matchups. I do think Joel Embiid is the best player on the court, obviously, and he's going to be dominant. Siakam is somebody who likes to spread the floor. He likes to shoot a little bit more. Where Joel Embiid can do both. Man, he'll pound you inside and he'll rebound. I could see him averaging 25 and 20 in this series, honestly, because he's going to need to do that. Uh, the Sixers are going to need Harden to facilitate. He doesn't need to be the scorer that everybody thinks he is, but when he's averaging 10 plus assists, man, I don't know the numbers right off the top of my head, but I can guarantee you that they're probably better when he facilitates more than when he tries to score. So that's what he needs to focus on. If he wants to take the pressure off himself and kind of push it over to Joel a little bit, that's what he needs to do. On the other side of the ball, man, Van Vliet, Siakam, Gary Trent Jr. These guys are ballers. I watched them personally in Phoenix this year, and Phoenix was healthy. They came in, they beat us at home, and when they're on, man, they're a very tough team to beat. Gary Trent scored 40 in that game, so he can score. I have Toronto in 7, man. I think Toronto. I think they.
What?
I have Toronto in 7. I don't know how much I trust Philly, man. I don't know how much I trust. I obviously Joel Embiid's a MVP candidate. Last year down the stretch, man, I see him getting flustered. I see him, when it comes to crunch time, I don't know. I don't know if I have the faith in Philly to get it done. I can see it being a very close series, a bloodbath of a series. That's the one surprise I have out of all 8 series. I think anything else that I'll say is probably pretty obvious. I have Toronto winning the series, man, and I have them doing it in 7 games in front of the Philly faithful and getting an earful that way, and that will be the one surprise, the major surprise of the first round.
Man, can you imagine if James Harden loses that series? Oh, after that trade and everything that happened, he went there. That would be insane, man. I honestly, it could happen. I think it's gonna happen because I agree with you to your point about Philly not being the best team, not being the most cohesive team, but I don't think that Toronto has enough because star power and talent. When you got the two best players, uh, I don't know if Harden's that guy. Van Fleet might have fast him up, Siakam. So it's hard to say the two best guys anymore. But Yeah, man, I'm torn. I'm kind of torn with you, obviously, but I think it's going to be Embiid, man. You can't claim to be MVP and then, Joker on the other side, you're going against a perennial champion Golden State, so getting swept by them is one thing, but these Raptors, they don't have Kawhi. They don't have Danny Green. I mean, not like he was super critical, but they, Mark Gasol, that team that won the championship, this is way different. Kyle Lowry, they're a whole different roster here. These guys were on the bench basically, except for Siakam. So I just don't think they have the quite enough star power, but it's going to be a fun series. That's going to be the most fun series. I think we are in agreement on that. It's going to be the most fun series in the first round so far.
I don't know if it's the most fun out of all of them. I think it's going to be the most fun game today and
Right.
probably the closest game today. There's some other series that we're going to get into a little bit later today that, I'm really, really excited about. And you think it's Phoenix, it's not the Phoenix series. There's one series that I'm extremely excited about, and, we'll talk
Probably
about it.
Boston and Brooklyn, huh? That's going to be a fucking banger in the first round.
That one right
Yeah.
there, man. So
We'll get into that tomorrow, though, for sure, man. That's going to be fun. So tomorrow we'll get into all those games, or tonight, actually, we'll get into those games. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you guys think about these playoffs, man. It's about to heat up.
let's
Stay
get it
tuned.
going.